What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and this is going to be a video dedicated to the Mystic. You may be asking, is this weapon worth buying? Well, I will do my best to answer that question before the end of the video. So first thing, let's go ahead and take a look at exactly what this weapon does. It is a single target ranged magic attack, and it's going to cause Bane, so they'll actually take additional damage from magic attacks and effects. So basically, any future attacks from the Mystic will do extra damage as long as the target still has Bane. Then you can also combo this weapon with any magic damage character, or even dot effects. Characters like Nico, Dr. Voodoo, or Dr. Strange, for example, will really benefit from Bane. Next, this weapon causes obsolete tech, so it removes tech buffs and locks out tech abilities. This can really hurt characters like Rescue or Iron Patriot, because it will lock out many of their abilities, but this effect goes even farther than you may imagine. There are a ton of weapons and gadgets that are considered tech. Just to give a short list, the Coulson's Revenge, the Cosmic Cardinal, the Nanite Nail Gun, the Neurotrope, and yes, even the Synthetic Cube are affected. Now, I knew all too well about the Neurotrope and the Synthetic Cube, but I didn't even realize how many tech items there were. The list is absolutely massive, so you can't overlook that obsolete tech effect. But probably the most important part of the Mystic, and the main reason why it's used, is because of the Mystic Shroud. This is a buff that's on your entire team for the first round of combat, and simply put, it prevents debuffs, but there are a few situations where it doesn't work. The worst case is against Pestilence Beast, and then the second worst scenario is because of the Blackest Void. That's right, the cube's first function will remove it and also place disoriented. So those are a few of the setbacks to using this item, or maybe in your case buying it in the first place. Now, what I can tell you about this item and its usage is the fact that it's been in use pretty much ever since it's been released. I've used it quite a bit myself, and I've seen it used a lot on defense. It's a pretty valuable weapon, but they do want 64 gold, and it was originally a free PvP weapon. Unfortunately, it's not like there's any other way to get this weapon now, so I guess you would have to buy it for 64 gold. Now, as we get into a few PvP battles where we feature this weapon, I want to inform you a little bit more about its current status. Like I said earlier, there are now more ways around the Mystic Shroud, so it isn't quite as powerful as it once was. But there actually is a reason for a current surge in the use of this weapon once again. For one, with the changes to the Synthetic Cube, pretty much all of its abilities are now tech actions. This means that with obsolete tech, you can completely shut it down. That's including one of its vulnerabilities, that first ability, the Blackest Void. It is now a debuff tech. So not only can it completely negate one of the most important items in PvP, the Synthetic Cube, it also can protect you against those first round full team stuns, such as Hercules' Column Down or a blast from the Hotshot. Also, say Nico's on the other team, or Iron Patriot. None of those debuffs or dots are going to land on your team in that first round. That honestly can mean the difference between a win and a loss. But if that's not enough, there's another huge reason why the Mystic is popular again. Most Quicksilver users are now using the Pulverizing AISO. This causes the debuff wide open, so characters will take an additional 25% damage from melee attacks. This can really affect the battle in those first two attacks from Quicksilver. And since that beginning's so crucial, it's really important to have something like the Mystic Shroud. So basically what I'm telling you is, the Mystic is worth buying. If you were on the fence about getting this weapon, you should definitely go for it. You'll see yourself using it from time to time, and definitely coming back to this weapon over and over again. At least that's how it's been for me over the past PvP seasons. Many times I'll think I don't need it, and I'll unequip it, and then I'll run into a debuff nightmare. This always causes me to find a slot for it once again. And now that you have my opinion on the weapon, I'll go ahead and show you a mirror match, and also the Mystic makes quite a few appearances. Alright, so first off, my Quicksilver gets to go first, but unfortunately we don't get any mental coordination proc. And yes, in this particular battle I am using the E-ISO that causes mental coordination over the Quick and Powered ISO 8. I think the Quick E-ISO is definitely a great choice, and many times it may be a lot better. But if you're trying to knock out an opponent in the first 2 attacks from Quicksilver, you pretty much have no other choice. I do have to say it didn't work out for me in this case, so it would have been better to use the Quick and Powered ISO 8. However, that's kind of just a roll of the dice. It usually does proc at least once. And here you're seeing a Psylocke with the Quick and Powered ISO 8, and it does look really good. But you know what, as long as we finish Quicksilver on our Psylocke's turn, we should be fine. Unfortunately, our Rafshank does miss, so Quicksilver uses Temporal Jump. And I don't know if you've been noticing that, but Combo Breaker has been stopping Temporal Jump, and I do love that fact. There definitely needs to be something to balance that out, so I hope it's not a glitch and it's meant to be an effect. But anyways, after the enemy agent uses the Neurotrope, they do use the Mystic. Luckily they hit their own Psylocke with it, rather than my agent. Next, we really try to take out their Psylocke with Quicksilver, but it's much harder to finish a Tactician. That's one of the main reasons why I would say she's the most important X-Force ult to buy. And I will say this for sure, the X-Force videos are going to be the next 3 made. I believe I'm going to start with Deadpool, and then Psylocke will be the final video. But definitely be on the lookout for those this weekend. The enemy Psylocke is only at 3,700 health, so we should be able to take her down right now. Let's use a Stealthy True Strike Psychic Knives attack. And now just the enemy agent stands in the way of victory. They do use the Scroll of Uncle Bob, which I still hate to this day. And then I did mention how the Mystic is going to make a bunch of appearances. That happens to be this agent's go-to weapon. Now with our Quicksilver we're going to go for some blinding punches, but unfortunately they do dodge. So let's try that one more time. And once again reality hacking kicks in. Honestly, I thought it was bad in past seasons, but I think it's even worse this time. So now that our cube is not usable, we'll try the Mystic on them. And of course they get another dodge, but the Rafshank does manage to connect. Now with Psylocke, I'm going to use Mental Coordination, and hopefully we can get some combo attacks. She also gains Psionic Shadow, so hopefully she'll dodge as well. The enemy agent decides to use Party Time, and now they're going to use the Blackest Void, so there goes that. And that's all because they dodged our Mystic. So that's pretty unfortunate, but we are going to use Blinding Punches, and this time we do manage to hit. Then I just kind of tried something crazy and went for a Vortex Lariat. At least because it's an AoE attack, we don't hit our own teammates because of Disoriented. And the other good news is we can use Improbability Field because they didn't use the Mystic for once. Next, Psylocke shouldn't have any trouble landing her attack, and she does right on Quicksilver. So it looks like the enemy agent's going to get one more turn, and of course they go with the Mystic. Our tag team counterattack is going to finish this battle, and that will be the end of the video. I really hope this one helped you out, and I do want to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, good luck, and take care.